I am honored to present our next guest. Mr. George Brikho is an U.S. congressional candidate. He's a true conservative constitutionalist, a wonderful father and a husband, and is taking a stance against his opponents for the seats in the Michigan's 9th District. Brikho is dedicated and caring husband and also a proud father of 3 lovely children. He has lived in the 9th District for more than 25 years. He's an active member of the community and a dedicated Michigander. Brikho says he is running for Congress because he believes that America is made of the people, by the people and for the people. One of Brikho's concerns that occur in Washington is the back and forth rope pulling between both political parties. The responsibility of political parties is to take action for the best interests of people and the American people, which includes our community that's been here for a very long time. I am honored to present Mr. George Brikho.
Thank you, Nahreen, for holding such a beautiful event. I appreciate all the work you've put into the fight for the people, the victims of the horrible tragedies going on in the Middle East. Thank you guys for coming out this afternoon. We are all in this together. I'm a concerned citizen. I am also of a Chaldean heritage. Watching that video a few minutes ago, it touches home to me. Many of those lifeless bodies that we saw decapitated, it's unfortunate, but it reminds me of my children. They are the size of my children. So what I see in that video, it tears me apart. We have to acknowledge what's going on. I understand that many of us are frustrated, angry, sad by what's going on, but we have to address what has got us to this point. I know many of us like to come up with our own suggestions or ideas of what's causing this type of activity back home. We have to address the issue. Our foreign policy is what caused this. We as a community need to accept this. Yes, there are horrible things going on, and we like to point the fingers at ISIS and say, oh, those horrible, bad people. But how did ISIS obtain this power? How did ISIS gain so much momentum that's going on in the Middle East? I am a Republican. When the president at the time, which was George Bush, invaded Iraq, it devastated me. I knew what was going to happen to the people of Iraq, to the Christians of Iraq. I'm sure many in this room disliked Saddam Hussein at that time, and I'm sure many of the people that dislike Saddam wish that Saddam was never taken out. We need to address our foreign policy. Our foreign policy, with the attempt of ousting President Assad of Syria, created ISIS. However ISIS got into Iraq, whether we lost control of them or there was a special agenda, we have to address that our foreign policy, trying to overthrow Assad, is what created ISIS. We as a community need to step up. We as a community need to participate as far as intriguing the minds of your neighbors. Your neighbors need to have this conversation. Us in this room, we are all doing our part. We are active. Because if you guys were not active, you guys would not be here. Every single person in this room should have brought 10 people with them. By intriguing the minds of 10 people to motivate them, to have them participate in an event like this, that's 10 more people that are going to breathe down the necks of our representatives. Not one representative in Washington, D.C. has called out the president or called out any administration to demand that they should be held accountable. Thank you. Why are they not stepping up and calling out these representatives? Maybe they like the lifestyle that they're living in Washington, D.C. Those are politicians. We need statesmen in government. We need more of us in government. We could control our leaders if more of us got involved. We are a powerful community in this beautiful country, but we need to motivate ourselves and our children to step up. We as a community need to be held accountable and responsible. We need to push our representatives and let them know that we will not tolerate this type of leadership. What is the solution for what's going on in Iraq and Syria? I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but in my opinion, for now, Iraq and Syria, well, Iraq, not Syria yet, but Iraq is far and gone. I believe the only thing that I could do or we could do as a community or as a country is to grant asylum to these poor victims of our failed foreign policy. Don't get me wrong, I would love to see Iraq. My grandfather, Malik Annan, is buried in Iraq. It was my dream to see my grandfather's grave site. I named my son after my grandfather because I have so much pride and dignity towards my culture and my heritage. We need to call our representatives. We all wish, and I agree with you, Nahreen, that I wish that we could live in harmony and peace in Iraq. But for now, we have chaos and horror going on in Iraq. What is the answer? Only God knows. But for now, you guys need to get on the phone, talk to your representatives, and tell them, we need you to grant asylum to the persecuted minorities in the Middle East. The persecuted that were persecuted by our failed foreign policy. We created ISIS. We need to destroy ISIS. We need to come together as a community and inspire and intrigue our young sons and daughters to get involved and be proactive. I want your son to represent my son. I want your daughter to represent my daughter. I do not want these politicians who are destroying sovereign nations representing my children anymore. When I go to Washington, D.C., I will be your voice for the persecuted because I know firsthand, I've felt firsthand the horrors, the sadness, the fear of what's going on in the Middle East. I want to thank you guys for coming out today. I plead with every single one of you, be proactive, get involved. My accomplishments are your accomplishments. I am a statesman, not a politician, not a career politician. I am your voice. But who's going to be the voice for my children when I'm gone? It's going to be that young lady there or that young lady there. Thank you guys. God bless you. I love you. We need to do this. We need to come together. It's our country, not these dirty politicians' country. Thank you.